All right, this is Monica with The Body Electric Supplement. It is here that you supercharge your life. One of the things health wise I noticed is I kind of, at my local grocery store, I signed up for their like membership club or whatever. Get rewards points and all this other stuff and coupons. One thing I noticed right away is that a lot of the coupons are for like garbage food. I'm gonna just say it, garbage food for processed foods that cause cancer and obesity. And it made me think. I was like, why is there not coupons for heads of lettuce and tomatoes and vegetables and fruit? Right? There kind of isn't, and that you know, something to that. But I titled this first daughter problems because yeah, my other live I did today, this morning or earlier. Um, we women get put in these positions where it's not like we're forced to um, care give, but we're strongly influenced to care give. And it's the assumption that we will care give, you know, and that's something I've always kind of been sensitive about my life. Um, and I'm saying this because, and I don't want this to be taken in the wrong way, but my dad, he would always talk about how he wanted a daughter first out of, of his children. He wanted a girl, he wanted a daughter first. And there's a lot of different reasons that he gave, but one of them is, um, actually, let me give you some of them. So, he grew up with a strong mother and a strong grandmother. So he understood the importance of having somebody who is consistent and uh, knows what to do. He did not know who his father was, and this is back in the 50s. Okay. So I'm saying this with the background information that I'm saying. So he always said he always wanted a daughter first. And partly it is for that reason that, he had a strong mother, strong grandmother, strong women in his life early on in his years when he was little. And he just thought that, that's how it should be. Like, you should have a girl first. And he always said, like, back in the 70s, where most dudes are saying, oh, I want a boy, carry my lineage and all this and blah blah blah. So I'm hyping this up, okay? Because I'm not here to say that there's not nuance in what he is saying, but the implication of women being caregivers and natural nurturers, which we can be, doesn't mean that we have to be. And that's kind of where I'm going with this. Um, I'm a teacher. Of course, I care give, right? I have that in me, but it doesn't mean I need to have it forced upon me. It's always a choice. And a lot of women get put in positions where, oh well, you just do that, right? When you don't just do that. You don't have to, you know. And first daughter problems or syndrome, there is a thing called that. Um, and I've lived, I don't know, for the most part, a solitary life up until this point where my brother is now here in this city with me. And he's kind of doing what I've had exes do to me, where it felt like, oh my gosh, I need to break up with this dude. It's like they just like bombard you with them, and they don't think about you. It's like once they realize they got a good one, they just start, trying to live in your house, eat your food, take up all of your time, like you didn't have a life before them. That's kind of where I'm going with this. Like I am, if I had to say my attachment style, pretty much avoidant, kind of avoidant. I ain't gonna lie. I like living by myself. It's not, I don't hate men. I don't. Okay. I like my life. I like what I've done for my life to design my life. And you know, I'm okay without children. I'm okay with that. That's actually one of the reasons why I became a teacher. Um, because I was like, I probably won't have kids, but I like kids. So so that means I can be a teacher. I can hang out with kids and not have to raise them. But in the United States, you raise them kids. Okay, I'm just saying. But yeah, so I use my, I guess, nurturing and caregiving skills for my profession. And, it works. And so I'm not saying I'll never get married or never want to get married, but it would have to be a tall order for that to happen. Meaning, I see as a teacher, I'm gonna give you the skinny, y'all. I get to see a lot of people and their families and how they run their families and how they relate to each other, spouses or baby daddies and baby mamas and stuff like that. I see a lot of that, over 19 years worth of it. I've seen it. Okay. I've seen the best of it. I've seen the worst of it. I've seen the tragedy of it. I've seen the triumphs of it. So I just, I'm just going to say, I'm not desperate enough to just take any old thing from any old somebody. Okay. I would have to definitely advocate for a certain kind of partner in my life, because somebody just bombarding, just showing up with a jangalang and an XY chromosome is just not enough for me. It's really not. Okay. Even my own brother, like today, like I said, I got a little annoyed and kind of resentful, but he's working through some things. But one of the things, I think it is part of his personality, and most men of a certain generation, they just assume women are going to take care of them no matter what. And that's kind of where I think right now a lot of gender wars is happening, and a lot of this loneliness epidemic. The women aren't lonely. I'm going to just tell you now. I can speak for myself. I ain't lonely, honey. I am not lonely. Like, my cat passed away in August. I had him for 18 years. And even when I had him and his brother, sometimes I would close the door on them. I'll just be honest. And they're cats. You would think, like, cats aren't needy. I got a batch that were needy, honey, and I would close the door on them. I was like, I need to be by myself. And I'm not even trying to be funny. And I'm just that kind of person where I'm okay being. All right, I'm back. Yeah, I probably like it way too much being by myself. And it's hard when you are a person that likes being by yourself, trying to compromise being around other people, especially when they want all of your time. Children and men who are needy men. Okay. I don't know. First daughter problems. And yeah, so since my dad told me all those things, and I know his background, yeah, I know what he was saying actually came from a good place, because he is a feminist, first level feminist, like first wave, like back in the 60s, 70s. Okay, he is one of them. He believes women should be in power. Okay, so I'm not saying any of this in a vacuum. He really is a man who believes women are smarter because he's seen it for himself. He knows it for himself. He tells people this all the time. Okay, but he definitely said he wanted a daughter first. And if it was anybody else other than him, and he hadn't explained to me all of the reasoning why, and me not knowing his history, I probably would be pushing back a lot more, I guess. But I've seen how other people treat women and just assume that women are just going to take care of them. Like, even right now, in the last year or two, as both my parents are getting older, they're in their 70s. They have more doctor's appointments than not lately. And, they still rely upon each other, and that's good, right? It's awesome. And there are men, there's a thing called hospice wives now. It's not funny, but it's out there, where men of a certain age, 40s, 50s, 60s, they were like being promiscuous out in the streets and doing all the things when they were younger, never settled down, and then they want to start settling down and looking for a good one, somebody like me, but like, oh, you got a good job. Like, y'all, teachers and nurses, we have to be careful out here, because once they realize what your job is and they know that you are already doing caregiving and you are successful at it, yeah, they be coming for you. They really do. And I don't know, maybe that's another reason why I don't necessarily tell people. I mean, I do. I like my job, but it doesn't mean I'm going to take care of you. And that's what gets me. It's like, some men are so obvious when they do that. It's like, oh, you're a nurse. Oh, you're a nurse. I read recently, there was or actually it was on social media, and I don't do social media a lot, but there was like somebody mentioned this comment and showed a video of a woman graduating nursing school, and then there was another video of a woman finishing medical school, graduating, okay, on, like, she's stepping down from the stage, from getting her like certificate and diploma and stuff, and a man is proposing. And I'm like, at first I didn't think it was like like, oh, okay, what's the big deal? But then, as a lot of the people were commenting, it started to make sense. I was like, yeah, you know what, you're right. It's like, some of it, there's a lot to be said around, men are smart, okay, in a lot of ways. They know how to survive. They know, like I said, when they find the one that can take care of them and they can continue to do whatever they want to do, that's, and they continue to be the big kid or whatever. Those are those men. There's some men who are, responsible and upstanding and all this other wonderful stuff. But yeah, it's like that kind of made me pay more attention to how some men move in the world, and they see that caregiver, and they're like, oh, let me scoop her up before. I was like, why didn't you propose before? Like, why are you squashing her? And that's another thing, squashing her accomplishments to try to marry her. It's like, you can't wait until tomorrow. You can't wait until, or you should have did it before, the day before, something. Like, it's almost like the way that, I guess, that one person put that social media post up was that it seemed like men are trying to, like, take away the accomplishments of that particular woman in that particular scene. And I can kind of see where they were going with that. But I can also see how, depending on the person, everybody's different, right? Depending on the person, it might be wonderful, be like, oh, I graduated nursing school, oh, I graduated medical school, got my certificate, and then now I'm also getting married, so I don't know, it just depends. But I am very, very cautious about how some men try to latch on to you, looking for that hospice wife, somebody to take care of them as they get older. And the only reason why I'm also saying this is because I got family that did this. Okay, so I'm not making this stuff up. And the wife, like, he found, he was a passport bro before. They called him passport bros. He went and found him a wife somewhere, and he was not good to her at all. He mistreated her. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't like like breaking the law or anything, but he definitely didn't treat her well. Um, and she got her green card. Good for her. I'm saying good for her. And I know this man. I'm telling you, I've known him since I was a baby. I'm saying this because I see what I see and I know what I know. So yeah, he mistreated her, and she filed for a divorce. I don't know if the divorce is finalized yet or not. They even like his friends even tried to tell him to get a prenup. He didn't. He went and got him a woman. At least she was 10 years younger. Like he was actually trying to get somebody 20 and 30 years younger. And so yeah, he mistreated her, and she she lasted as long as she could to get her green card, because he brought her over here. It wasn't like she was like, whatever. And she even, I mean, I could tell you story time real quick. Like what I mean by mistreating her, like, he didn't hit her or anything like that, but he never treated her well in a way that people should be treated. Like talking down to her, um, assuming that she's a servant, because basically that's kind of what he saw her as. Um, he thought it was cheaper to marry somebody to be a servant. And again, there's a lot of men like that, a lot of them. And she actually broke her leg trying to help him, because he is also medically like impaired. I think when she broke her leg because she was trying to help him, really woke her up to what's really going on. And yeah, she got her green card and she divorced him. She needed to. I one hand clap. I agree. And that's my relative, okay? Because he didn't treat her right. He did not treat her well. Like I said, most men, not all, because my father is not like that, okay? Just assume women are just caregivers and that's all that they are good for. And oh, she my wife, she got to do the cooking and cleaning and all the things. And I'm like, sir, no thank you. So yeah, even now, I'm gonna tell you, I'm not looking to marry up at all. Like I have standards, and I don't know, I'm good. See, that's again, I'm good. I got a home. My bills are paid. If I want to go somewhere, I'll go. If, I'll even be a little more graphic. If I want it to get a little strange, I know people. And they'll probably say, yeah, like I can go if I was feeling amorous and like I need to get a little afternoon delight or whatever, I could probably make 3 phone calls and all 3 of them will be like, yeah. Women have that power. It doesn't matter what we look like. And that's something I've learned over the years. It don't matter what we look like. So yeah, but I'm good. But first, daughter problems. Know yourself. Right now, I'm trying to teach my brother, like, he's got to abide to my boundaries. I'm not going to be there with you all day, every day, entertaining you, taking care of you. I need you to, to work hard on recovery and getting into remission. Yeah, we had a disappointing morning. At least me. It's like, I'm sure he might be disappointed too, because he did ask for that appointment. He asked for it. And then the next day, things happen. But, that's life. You win some, you lose some. You come back, you get that L, like I said, get that lesson, you come back for another day. And yeah, I probably won't go live again today because I am tired. I'm trying to get back into my routines. And that's the thing. He's been knocking me out of my routines because of his emergency. But now he is not in an emergency. I need him to realize he's got to get a routine. Life is not an emergency. Okay? All right. So definitely unpack my groceries and stuff. But like I said, it's very interesting how there's no coupons for real food. All right. And with that, I say, take care.